Last week I was raided by the FBI and my house was searched. I guess the FBI called Liberty Safes, and Liberty Safes gave them a master code to get into my gun safe.
Liberty Safe handing out master codes to people's safes? Are you kidding me? Without even a court order? Stand by for my take. Hey guys, Mark Victor here, owner and founder of Attorneys for Freedom Law Firm. I'm glad this Liberty Safe thing happened. I want to give you some thoughts on it. It's a good thing it happened because it brings to the forefront of our brains a few things. Number one, you might be interested in the corporation you're doing business with, right? People think safe companies are going to be on their side in terms of being pro-freedom. If that's what you care about, maybe Liberty Safe isn't your company here. I don't have personal knowledge of this, but I did a little bit of research, and it sure looks to me like Liberty Safe, and they of course are entitled to donate money to whoever they want, but it looks like they're donating money to the crowd of people who don't care about the rights of competent adults to keep and bear arms. So if that's something you care about, you might not want to do business with Liberty Safes. That's something I don't know for sure. You may check that out, but in the limited research I've done, it does appear that Liberty Safes isn't on the side of the person who cares about Second Amendment rights, that's for sure. So for that reason alone, maybe you shouldn't do business with them. But then we had this other fiasco. Are you telling me that the police can just go to the safe company and say, give me the master code and open the safe? Answer back, in many cases, yes. This actually happens a lot. This isn't the first time law enforcement has gone to a safe manufacturer and said, give us the master code. If they have a search warrant to get into your safe, and if they have a search warrant to get into your house, they probably have that warrant authorizing a search of your safe and many other areas of your home, including drawers, bureau, dressers, small areas where little things can be found. They always include items of ownership, things that show who lives there, bills. If they got a warrant to get into your safe, they're getting into your safe. Which is why many homeowners, when faced with a search warrant that allows law enforcement to get into their safe, voluntarily opens the safe. Because if you don't do that, they're probably going to take your safe and wreck it. They'll drill into it. They will literally destroy your safe to get inside, and they're allowed to do that. So on many occasions, law enforcement will say, look, we got a warrant to get into your safe. Do you want us to destroy it, or do you want to simply open it and let us search inside? That's a decision you'll have to make. As to what Liberty Safe did, I think Liberty got out of line here. Now, to be clear, I don't know exactly what they were presented with. I don't have the documents. But if there was a court order that ordered Liberty to provide that master code, which I strongly suspect was not the case. But if it was the case, then Liberty did nothing wrong. They got to comply with a court order. So maybe they could have gone to court and made an argument to quash that court order, but I'm not going to fault them for complying with a court order. But I don't think that's what happened here at all. I think Liberty was simply shown a search warrant for one of the safes that they made, and they voluntarily provided it. If that's what happened, shame on them. That means they were not required to do anything here. They voluntarily gave that information up, and at minimum, they should have said, if you want something like that, you come back with a court order. What we would have liked to have seen is for them to go to court and argue about it. But very likely, that's not going to happen, right? Because when law enforcement serves a search warrant, they don't like the subject of the search warrant to have prior notice about what's going on. They like it to be a surprise. Should this guy have sued Liberty? Probably not, because it's going to be the same result, right? Even if Liberty didn't give up that master code, they're still going to get that safe, and either the homeowner's going to open it or they're going to open it. So probably there's no damages for a civil lawsuit here. That doesn't mean there won't be backlash and repercussions on Liberty Safe for doing something they were not required to do, if that's what occurred here, by giving out people's backdoor master code to the safe. But this did bring information to the forefront of things you should know about. There is something called an MRC, Management Reset Code, and many of these safe manufacturers have these. I bet you didn't know that. It's not just Liberty safes. It's many other safe makers that keep a master code. The reason they keep this code, by the way, is not to assist law enforcement. It's if somebody dies and someone else inherits that safe and doesn't know how to get in, they can call the manufacturer and get that management reset code. Okay, you're not comfortable with the management reset code. How can you beat that? There's a couple of ways to beat that. This applies if you have an electronic lock. If you have one of these electronic locks and you want to get rid of that management reset code, one thing you could do is just change the lock out. If you buy a different electronic lock from a third-party manufacturer, likely the person who installs it will hand to you that management reset code, which you, if you wanted, could keep or throw out and destroy. That way, nobody on the planet will have the management reset code. Another thing you could do is take the serial number off of your safe. That's how they identify the code. They get the serial number to your safe, and then they call the manufacturer, and then they provide the management reset code. If you take the serial number off of your safe, you've probably fixed the problem. Now, of course, you have made yourself more vulnerable if you lose the code, because there ain't going to be no way to get into that safe other than brute force, which is going to ruin your safe. So bottom line, if Liberty was acting pursuant to a court order, probably they're off the hook. I very strongly doubt this. If Liberty just coughed it up without a court order, shame on them, and they deserve what they get in terms of repercussions from the marketplace. But as to this guy, once they get a warrant, they're going to see inside his safe one way or another. Many people, when faced with a search warrant for their safe, say, you know what? Easy way, I'll open the safe. That way I won't ruin my safe. Probably not a bad idea. What I like even better, call your lawyer and get your lawyer involved right from the beginning. Some people have asked, is this a violation of the safe owner's privacy? I think so. Why on earth is Liberty giving out the code to get into dude's safe? Is this going to go anywhere in a civil case? No, because the cops are getting into that safe if they had a search warrant to get into that safe one way or another. That's why I don't think that there'll be a lawsuit against Liberty by this particular safe owner, because he was in a position where his safe was going to be searched by the police in any event. Thanks for viewing this video. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. If you bring it civil, you'll always get a response. Agree or disagree, doesn't matter. Happy to respond to all rational, civilized comments.